Welcome to Chapter 2, The Concept of Strategy. My name is Cara B. Benitez and I will be discussing the development of the concept of strategy, how strategy is defined, and the nature of strategy. The objectives or the learning outcomes for this chapter are: first, understanding how the concept of strategy was developed. Second, understanding the meaning of strategy. And lastly, understanding the nature of strategy and the significance of the concepts. And now, let us know the development of the concept of strategy. The foundations of the study of strategy were laid by Peter Drucker in 1955, who stated in his seminal work, The Practice of Management, that the important decisions, the decisions that really matter, are strategic. Alfred Chandler in 1962 was made the first major contribution to the study of strategy. His most famous pronouncement was that structure follows strategy. He also produced the following comprehensive definition of strategy, or one of the first, which is: strategy can be defined as the determination of the basic long-term goals and objectives of an enterprise and the adoption of courses of action and the allocation of resources necessary for carrying out these goals. The concept of business strategy was developed by another of the pioneer, Eager and Softy, in 1965, who wrote that strategy is about deciding what sort of business the firm is in and what kinds of business it will seek to enter. He stated that the term strategic means pertaining to the relation between the firm and its environment, and described strategy as a role for making decisions. In 1972, Kenneth Andrews explored in greater depth the concept of corporate strategy. He defined it comprehensively in a later edition as the pattern of decisions in a company that determines and reveals its objectives, purposes, or goals, produces the principal policies and plans for achieving these goals, and defines the range of business the company is to pursue, the kind of economic and human organization it is or intends to be, and the nature of the economic or non-economic contribution it intends to make to its shareholders, employees, customers, and communities. Importantly, Porter also introduced the idea of the value chain. Mintzberg in 1978, 1987, and 1994 distinguished between deliberate or intended strategies and emergent strategies and analyzed the process of strategy formulation. Werner Felt in 1984 and Barney in 1991 and 1995 built the ideas of Penrose in 1959 to develop the highly influential resource-based view. Prahalad and Hamel in 1990 argued that competitive advantage results in the long term when a firm builds core competencies that are superior to those of its rivals, and when it learns faster and applies its learnings more effectively than its competitors do. More recently, Johnson et al. In 2008 popularized business model innovation as a strategic approach to developing a business. And now, let us know how the strategy is defined. Strategy was defined by Thompson and Strickland in 1996 as the pattern of actions managers employ to achieve organizational objectives. Strategy has two fundamental meanings. First, it is forward-looking. It is about deciding where you want to go and how you mean to get there. It is concerned with both ends and means. In this sense, a strategy is a declaration of intent. This is what we want to do and this is how we intend to do it. Strategies define longer-term goals, but they also cover how those goals will be attained, or it is called strategic planning. They guide purposeful action to deliver the required result. As defined by Keane in 1980, a strategy is the pattern or plan that integrates an organization's goals into a cohesive whole. As Abel in 1993 expressed it, a good strategy is one that works, one that enables organizations to adapt by mastering the present and preempting the future. The second meaning of strategy is conveyed by the concept of strategic fit. The focus is upon the organization and the world around it. To maximize competitive advantage, a firm must match its capabilities and resources to the opportunities available in the external environment. As Hofer and Skendel in 1986 concluded, a critical aspect of top management's work today involves matching organizational competencies or internal resources and skills with the opportunities and risks created by environmental change in ways that will be both effective and efficient over the time such resources will be deployed. Strategy has been defined in other ways by the many writers. For example, according to Kay in 1993, a strategy is a sequence of united events which amounts to a coherent pattern of business behavior. According to Purcell in 1999, the emphasis in strategy is on focused actions that differentiate the firm from its competitors. According to Buxell and Purcell in 2003, strategy then is a set of strategic choices, some of which may be formally planned. It is inevitable that much, if not most, of a firm's strategies emerges in a stream of action over time. According to Becker and Huslid in 2006, strategy is about building sustainable competitive advantage that in turn creates above-average financial performance. We are now in the nature of strategy. The nature of strategy can be described in terms of a number of related elements that define and elaborate on what it involves, its purpose, the factors to be taken into account in developing and implementing it, and the concepts that guide our understanding of its functions. They can be categorized as follows. First, it is the basic concept of competitive advantage, which describes what the strategy is there to achieve and how it will do this. Second, it is the notion of core competencies or distinctive capabilities as the basis for attaining competitive advantage. Third, it is the analysis of strategic notions and processes such as strategic management. Fourth, it is a tool for analyzing the factors affecting the attainment of the aims of the strategy, the value chain. Fifth, it is an explanation of a key factor associated with gaining competitive advantage through distinctive capabilities, the resource-based view. And lastly, it is the process of business model innovation.